I'm asking if.
Yeah, so when they do the tasks, they cover each of those tasks split up into parts. And each of those parts will cover a different part of the learning objective and different AACs within those learning objectives. So tasks 8, 10 and 6 will cover all 4 ACs of LO1. LO2 is covered by task 1 and 2, yeah. Assessment planning, holistic approach, and how to plan an holistic approach is a separate one as well, but they're all part of task 10.
Which I've done anyway, which we've kind of done, yeah.
Yeah. So what you need to do is look at purely what you need to do. So having done all that, the next bit is task 1 and 2, which you have to do. Then go into the next one. You've already covered task 10. That just leaves 9 and 5. Yeah.
9 and 5, yeah.
3.3 and 3.4.
Yeah.
And then 4.1 is task 7, learner involvement, types of information that were made available to learners and others involved in assessment process 7. And then 7 again covers part of that, plus part of task 1 that you've already done covers that as well. And then our assessment arrangements can be adapted, task 3, and again, task 1, you've covered some of that as well. One of the things that will be in the next unit is the actual practice of doing an assessment. So that starts with a plan, and there are on here there are templates for a plan that you can look at. It's actually the template is populated to show you what needs to be done. Yeah, all you do is use that plan and then use that for your own planning, for your own assessments and how you're going to do it. And that part of the work is purely practical. So what you'll have to do is choose 2 learners on a qualification, preferably on a different level. So if you've got a level 3 and a level 2 or a level 4, that'll be great. But if you can't, just a different unit on the same qualification, yeah?
Yeah.
So that you need to actually make a plan for those assessments and all the work that goes with that and the documentation you save. One of the learners should have an issue that makes you adapt the plan to suit their particular need. Yeah. Now, obviously, we can't go looking for learners that's got a specific issue. So you can decide on an issue for one of your learners, and then when you populate the material in there, you will have that learner in mind. Yeah.
Is that later? Is that later on?
That's on the next unit. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is why sometimes it's like the teaching qualifications. If you can get your teaching practices done first, then a lot of the documentation that you produce when you do that can be used in evidence on the technical knowledge bit, which is this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nothing's in isolation. So you could the bit you do for that next unit, yeah, is actually you can refer to that actually in here.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, Fee? Well, the type of assessment, could it be something like a presentation or any form, or do we have?
It must be, yeah, it must be something you've set up for your learner to do to be assessed.
Okay.
Okay.
So you'll need to produce a piece of the learner's work.
Okay.
And then an assessment sheet with your assessment on it.
Like a standardized.
Yeah, whether they've achieved or not achieved. And if they've not achieved, then there'll obviously need to be feedback on. Well, there need to be feedback on anyway, but there'll need to be directed feedback on if they've not achieved on that particular assessment. So it's just.
Is it just a sample one that we pick out?
Yeah, there's one on there. I'll find that for you. Oh, that's next unit. I don't really want to get into that at this point. I'll come back to that in a minute. But,
that's okay.
Yeah, okay. So basically, going through these tasks one at a time will then fulfill And you'll see some that you've done before keep appearing. So 7 again is there. 1 and 3 are there, task 1 again. 14 covers LO5, which you haven't had on before. Yeah. And 11 is on there just to cover LO6. And then 13 is something you've not seen before. 5 and 4 you've done before. Yeah. And 6 you've done. And then 15 and 12 are the last 2. Yeah. That cover the last part. Yeah.
So that's all about. Sorry, what's LO8? It's task 6.
There are 8 learning objectives on this first unit. It's a big unit.
Yeah.
Some have only got 2 ACs. Some have got 4.
Yeah. Can you send us this one, Phil?
Sorry?
Can you email us this one? Because we can't see this one on there.
I think it's there.
Yeah,
it's not filled in with the tasks though, Eddie, sorry.
One
it
second.
Is there.
It's not got this bit in. That shouldn't be there anyway. You don't need that.
Well, you can send us that one.
No, I think I saw something that showed.
Again, this bit here, the work you have produced in these tasks is meeting the ACC. That's my assessment there. That's why I put achieved. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's not achieved, what I'll be saying in here is why it's not achieved and what was needed to be done to make it achieve. Yeah. This is just my assessment sheet. But it says where the evidence is. The evidence is at T4. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of these are covered. If I go back again, stop that off.
And can I ask, Fee, you know, this, I think this is ATHE, this compliance.
Yeah.
Or any of them, do we have to write so much, or do we just need to explain? I mean, for you to know that we know what health and safety is all about, you know. And
well, no, you need to cover what health and safety measures are important in your assessment area.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're assessing somebody in a bank or in a law firm, the health and safety measures will be much different than me assessing somebody out on a building site. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we were asked to use
the actual bit you put in there is about, yes, the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974, but in relation to that, I have to look at, and then you cover the bit that you would need to look at in your assessment. Where it was being done.
Was mine okay in the way I explained to you?
Yeah, that was fine. Yeah, because it's covering the overall health and safety requirements, but then you've detailed. Use my clock.
You bring it back to your own kind of area.
You come back. That's it. You come back to your own circumstances on your assessment and how you actually, or what you need to cover specifically. If it's, for instance, if it's in a classroom and the classroom has got a number of chairs in it and there's too many in and it's too crowded, that could affect the way you actually work. Also, if there are electronic equipment and it's not been pack tested, then that could be an issue. Yeah,
I put in the fact that if there's wiring around as well, you know, if there's wiring, loose wiring.
If you're using electrical appliances of any sort and there are wires trailing about, I mean, there are ways to cover that with those rubber pads that actually keep the wires in place where you can walk over them so nobody trips. So, yeah, those sort of things that are specific to your area of assessment and how you're actually going to do that assessment. Yeah. That is on there. It's right at the top. It's Unit 1, assessment, key record to tasks.
Yeah, but it says hidden from students, so we can't see it.
It should. That shouldn't be.
That is. I've checked on my Moodle. I can't find it. I can find the one above it.
Which one is that? Sorry.
Can you see on this Addy on here? It says Unit 1, 0 assessment suggested evidence F. We can see that. We can't see Unit 01 assessment key record to tasks. We can't see that.